Basically, you said draw what we've been seeing related to community. So here's my picture on the bottom half, and it's a little hard to understand. This is a scene from last night where we're sitting at the park on a bench, and that crazy homeless dude came up and started rambling about how we weren't getting the full experience. Up here, this is a guy pushing the shopping cart, homeless dude. This is a homeless guy carrying a backpack saying, "Where's my earring?" The guy we saw earlier this morning. And this is the guy that was carrying the coffee this morning that we saw that also said, "You're not getting the full experience." This is the community that I saw. All these people have one thing in common. They're all homeless. Right? And that's their community because they represent one group, and chances are they all know each other. They've all gotten together, talked to each other, whole 9 yards. And to me, that's the community I've seen so far on this trip. And one big thing stands out is that if you talk to them, and you actually listen to them for a while, they're not some crazy whack job living on the street. They actually know some stuff, and they're actually pretty cool to talk to. If you sit there and you have the time to actually listen.
Next.
Alright. So chill out, cool cast. I got some cool shit to throw down for you. So this was community, happy people, happy nipples. This is what we've seen so far. So the sun was happy when it was community. The sun is angry here. That's just a fact of where we live. Like that has nothing to do with the people. But everything else has to do with the people. So here we've got a dilapidated building with corrugated iron walls that says no trespassing, and the building is very angry and has a really bad Fu Manchu mustache. And there are 3 people walking, and they all say, "Stay close, don't get stabbed." Then you've got this huge road, and a guy looking at it and saying, "Man, that street is so wide." Wide streets break communities because it feels like you're very far apart from others. And then there is a crosswalk across it though. It's a half a mile long crosswalk. And there's a guy walking across thinking, me, me, me. I'm just thinking about myself and nobody else here. And while he's following the law, he's also being irresponsible because he's walking out in front of a car. But the fact is he has the right of way. That the car doesn't care, it's speeding up and honking. And the guy inside is saying, "Get out of my way, you carless piece of shit." It's actually really funny how much people in automobiles don't respect people who aren't. Like this one time, my friends and I were walking down South Mountain at like 8 p.m. And we would try to, it's like a 7-mile road from the top to the bottom, and we were trying to hitch rides with people all along the way, and that didn't work. And then our friend who was supposed to be there by 7 finally got in and met us about halfway up and stopped the car, put it in park, threw on the emergency lights, the blinkers, just to let everybody know that he was stopped there. And while we were standing out there all talking, every car that passed by slowed down and stopped and said, "Are you guys all right?" Nobody who saw us walking gave a damn. As soon as we have a car, we have legitimacy. I think that's bullshit. Anyways, so here are 2 other people. One of them's a homeless dude, but you can't tell because it's tiny little stick figures. And they say to each other, "I've never met you and I never will." One person is just being a thinker, and he's thinking, because that's what people think. And then one guy has a trucker hat and curly hair and is saying, "Where the fuck are the trees?" Maybe. So anyways, that's what I've seen so far. But I think that it could turn into the top picture. but I think that it's up to the individuals to turn it
We
into a
need
top
some
feature.
trees first.
You need some trees. You need people to say, I've never met you, but I'm about to. We need some people to care about pedestrians. We need some pedestrians to care about traffic. We need some people to not get stabbed. And we need some streets that we can cross. Damn it.
Okay.
Right?
Since you're up, you should go next.
You're supposed to vent? Is that what you said? No, that was just mine.
Hi, I'm DK or Dustin, whatever you want to call me.
Whatever.
This is what I came up with. Hope you enjoy it, because I didn't. Totally kidding. What I saw was us, here, this area, this spot. And randomly a cop saying 10-4, we got homeless people. So, yeah, I knew that'd get you guys. But got us right here, the town up here. This is the homeless people, us. This is the people that have money, the people that don't care about us. Eventually they will.
Exactly. Well, mine was very similar to Dustin's and Michael's. So on one side of the street, I see these large buildings around. Basically represents the money in the town. I drew dollar signs here. And on the other side, you have the other side of the population, kind of what we see right now, dilapidated buildings, someone who made their home from clothes and sheets, fire in a trash can there,
Hobo fire.
homeless person, shopping cart, some bad looking houses there, and then there's us sleeping last night, because it was really, really cold, and this small bridge right here that connects the two right now. So that represents organizations kind of like us, Stand Up for Kids right now. And this bridge is really small, but we want to work to build more bridges or to make that one a larger bridge.
Right on. Make a new movie game.
Well, I'm a horrible artist, and I've written like a bunch of observations. I've written like everything down, so instead of like drawing my thoughts, I just kind of wrote a word map. So I have at the top, I drew a palm tree as well, because that seems simple, but I have at the top community of homelessness, or community of homeless, so I feel like we see, or I see them as a whole, I did, and then off of that I have the shelter system, and then I think it was Gabe that called people that stand out in the sun too long and are crazy sunbaked. And so I have them on the other side as sunbaked peeps, because they don't seem like they comply with the shelters, and they're just kind of crazy in the sun. I don't know. And so under the shelter system, I feel like there's rules, corruption, and then aid, advice, and testimony. And I feel like you find all those things, but I also put testimony under sunbaked peeps, because everyone wants to talk to us and tell us what they're doing and just their story. And then I put stand up in the middle, because I feel like they're not necessarily all about the shelters, but they're more motivated than just to be the sunbaked peeps. It's kind of in the works though. But that was my start.
Okay, so I took the assignment real literally. And he said, draw what I experienced last night. From last night till today, and I did. I felt a lot of love and a lot of trust as we kind of bared ourselves to each other and took it on faith that we wouldn't misuse the knowledge. Ha ha ha. We laughed a lot. It was hysterically funny at times. The gate with the lock, I felt real protected, sleeping in an open space in a park in the middle of the night, in the middle of Phoenix, freezing, surrounded by friends. And I just felt like we were safe. Some people were staying awake, some people woke up in the middle of the night and covered other people because we were all freezing. It took a lot of faith to do this, and we all have faith in the organization, Stand Up for Kids. We all have faith we're going to make a difference. We're We're not being homeless because we thought it would be a fun way to spend a weekend. We're being homeless because we thought it would be a good way to understand a little bit more and present it better to the community. Happy. This is everybody going for coffee with me. And I was like the only person that needed that cup of coffee, and I needed it. We're all community. We're 8, 10, 12 people out here this weekend for the same mission. We're all connected. A helping hand. They all gave me a helping hand, getting me up and down. But we give the community, we give homeless kids a helping hand. That's what we're here for. We all share the same dream. That's another thing that connects us. Our heart in the same dream. Silverware? Real food? I haven't seen it yet. I trust I'll see it at least by Sunday if I go out and buy it myself. But on the other hand, how often do homeless kids see it? Really homeless people. At our house, we usually go down to Circle K and buy big pops for everybody. Thinking I'm going to suggest that, see if I can talk everybody into it. And this is the zombie look we all wear now because we slept out in freezing cold last night and we're all ready for a nap 3 hours into the day.
That was very good.
Everybody?
Wait, one more. Uno más.
Lisa.
Gabe's going up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my pencil.
$5 for snacks.
What about all this heart, trust, faith stuff? Come on.
Sorry, homelessness.
Let's look at the subject. That's money.
Okay, now since that I've probably endured homelessness for the longest time, what I did for what I see in the community lately is a light rail chart, whereas the light rail is like the ladder of society and who is positioned where on the light rail. Up on the front is the people I call Cassies, because they like to stay ahead and be aware of authority coming by, and if there is any, then they'll jump off as fast as they can. They have probably some ambition to go and proceed further into possibilities, but it's just difficult for them as well. Down on the second part, there's school kids with people that ride the bikes all day long. They have they travel for their purpose, which are usually education and other goals for their commitment. And then farther below, there are the parents, the couples, and the families that travel for fun and want to have compassion for each other. And in the far back, there are the people that just don't care, even for themselves. They don't care. The drifters, the sleepers, and the loners. They just ride the light rail to travel somewhere else, hopefully find something eventually to do just to pass their time. I was there one time when I was really, really depressed, but I eventually worked up higher and unfortunately became a Cassie, but now I'm a school kid because I have now a better ambition to accomplish for it.
Lisa! You're the only one left? Last one standing, girl.
She's sitting.
So be standing. Have faith.
Sometimes you're gonna fall. It's not falling.
It's practice.
Anyways, this is my community. I have random people lying on the floor because we ran into various homeless people, including ourselves. I have a guy here with bottles because we came into contact with a lot of influenced people. I have like the town like across from the bridge right here, which represents like the other side. At nighttime we encountered like various homeless people, and I just think that it's like a big issue, and I'm thinking that you can't really help people that don't want to help themselves. So I think the first step is for people themselves to want to change, and then once they're willing to change, I feel like we can make a big difference by promoting various types of awareness and like just giving it our all to go out there and like change people's lives and provide them with like the resources necessary and just to be there to support them and encourage them and help them get off the street. But like I said, first it starts with like themselves. So, oh, I didn't draw the second guy, but here's him with his bottles, and then there was supposed to be another guy putting down his bottles, and it's like you have to